news that David Arquette is returning in Scream 7 as Dewey, I was thinking about like the Scream cast and my experience meeting some of them. I've been lucky enough to meet like a handful of people over the last couple years at different conventions, and I thought I'd go over who I've met and my experience with each of them. The first person I think I met was Hayden Panettiere. I think it was 2011. She was very sweet. She was very nice. I met her, I think, in Dallas. When I was in line for the photo op, I was told that someone had like assaulted her or something, or like touched her inappropriately at a different photo op. We were instructed like, don't touch her, and I was like, of course not, no touchy. When I took a picture with her, I just stood next to her and she put her arm around me a little bit, and that was nice, and I was just like, nice to meet you. It wasn't like a, we didn't have like a conversation or anything, but she was very nice and friendly, and I felt terrible for her that she had gone through something traumatic. So that was, I think, the first cast member I met in 2011. The next person I met was Rose McGowan, I think in 2015, 2016. I met her at a Houston convention. She was very nice, very friendly. Like, I literally stood next to her and they just took the picture and they're like, get out of here. So it was a very rushed meeting experience. But she was very friendly. This past year, she came back to that same Houston convention, and I got to sit through her Q&A. She was there with Shannon Doherty, and they talked about Charmed and stuff. They seem to have had a very close friendship, and that must have been so devastating for her, losing Shannon. So it was really nice meeting her, back in 2015 or 2016. I can't remember what year this was, but one of those years. In 2018, I went to Texas Frightmare Weekend. I was so excited to meet Matthew Lillard. He is like literally the nicest, most friendly person. What you'll find out when you go to his line, like he literally will let anyone with kids cut the line, anyone with a disability. He welcomes you to come to like the front of the line. So it's kind of cool to see that. His photo op line was insane. It was so long, but so worth it. He hugged me before the photo, and he was just very sweet and welcoming. At the very end of 2018, I was going through like one of the worst times of my life. My husband was diagnosed with cancer. He was going through chemo. There was a bunch of other stuff going on, but my mom surprised me with like a little trip to a convention nearby. She drove me to San Antonio, where I got to meet Neve Campbell. I was so excited to meet her. She was very friendly, very sweet. It was such a rough time. It was really nice to kind of get away from all the madness at home for a moment, spend time with my mom, and I finally got to meet Neve Campbell. I was really excited. In 2022, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard, Ian Kennedy, and Neve Campbell all came to Texas Frightmare Weekend. It was so cool to see them. Me and my friend, I scratched out her face because I don't know if she wants to be online. We bought a photo op to, take it in front of like the setup they had of like the, the Scream house. We got ready to take the photo. We were standing there and like there was a malfunction with the camera. And so we got like a good 20, 25 seconds with them, and we were all just kind of giggling and they were making jokes. They were just so nice and so funny, and yeah, they were just a pleasure. But yeah, I think they were having a fun time. They all seemed to get along so well, and so it was just cool to kind of interact with them for that short period of time where we were all just like, smile. This time around, I really wanted them all to sign a poster, so I went around, I asked them all to write down their favorite quote from the movie, and so Neve Campbell signed her name, and then her quote was, "Don't fuck with the original." She said that was her favorite line of the Scream series. So Amy Kennedy wrote, "Everyone's a suspect." I was so tickled because Matthew Lillard wrote, "Leave her alone." Skeet wrote, "We all go a little mad sometimes." It's kind of fun to hear what their favorite quote was and the reasoning behind it. The first day we were at that con, we waited probably like 2 hours in line to meet Matthew Lillard again and to get his autograph. Such a long line, but so worth it. But like, man, his line is insane. People spend hours upon hours upon hours just waiting to meet him. He's super sweet and it's worth the wait. He's very friendly. For some reason, the shortest line of all 4 of them was Skeet's line, but I'm like, why? He's a gorgeous man. He was so sweet, so friendly. Oh my gosh, he was so funny. And he literally like gives the best hugs. So he was so sweet, and my heart was fluttering because like he was like definitely one of my crushes when I was a kid, and yeah, it was cool to meet him. Last year at Texas Frightmare Weekend, David Arquette was there. I was so excited to meet David Arquette. He was really sweet. He was kind of shy. I wish I had gotten him to sign my poster, but I just didn't take it with me because I had limited time I could be at that convention. But it was so worth it to meet David. That was like a dream come true for me. I also met Marley Shelton at the same convention. She was so incredibly nice. I stood in line to get a selfie just because the timing of the photo op didn't work out, and she was just so friendly. Everyone was asking her questions. She was just happily answering them. just so very kind. Later in the summer, Jack Quaid came to Comicpalooza. I had to get a picture with him. He was just the nicest. I asked him, "Can I give you a hug?" And he was like, "Of course." And I also liked in the picture, he definitely left room for Jesus. Yeah, I thought he was so funny, and he was so nice. Yeah, definitely worth paying money to meet Jack Quaid. He is so nice. And another person I met at that same show was like literal angel on earth, Josh Segarra. He was the sweetest, so friendly, gave like the best hug. Oh my gosh, he was just like a joy to me, and he was very talkative. He's just such a sweetie, and I highly recommend meeting him. He is totally worth it, gives the best hugs. There are so many cast members I have yet to meet that I would love to meet. I get to meet Melissa Barrera later this year, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, what are your experiences meeting the Scream cast? I'd love to hear.